into a storm of 47 targets tearing through the waves at max. From 200 nautical miles, a swarm
of suicide drones and cruise missiles advances roaring towards the heart of the United States Navy.
The combat window, 94 seconds.
The wall of steel rises now, or the Lincoln turns into scrap metal at the bottom of the ocean. But
Target acquired. Firing solutions ready.
But here's the twist that no one saw coming. This is not a conventional attack. These are not next-generation missiles.
Launched from warships. They are commercial drones modified into suicide assassins guided by low-cost artificial intelligence, piloted
by operators who learned military tactics watching YouTube videos. An $8,000 hack facing a $13 billion.
And the most have done it to play survive the desperate creativity in the world.
The board is set. Iran has been teased tightened. Not with massive bombings, but with something more sophisticated and more dangerous. And devastating. Through this strait, barely 33 kilometers wide,
Flow of the world's energy supply. Blocking it doesn't require destroying an entire fleet. It is enough to create enough chaos so that the
Markets panic. This is asymmetric warfare in its purest form, using weakness as a weapon. The Houthi rebels, backed
logistically by Tehran, have spent 3 months silently preparing what they internally call their poor man's apocalypse. Commercial DJI drones of $8,000, modified with 50-kilogram warheads. Open-source navigation algorithms.
Reprogrammed to evade NATO's encrypted GPS jamming. It's a digital jailbreak of modern warfare. There.
bet is brutal in its logic. If a swarm of 100 disposable drones manages to saturate the Lincoln's kill chain,
even for 30 seconds, the political and economic damage will surpass any Western military victory in them.
The USS Abraham Lincoln is not just an aircraft carrier, it is a floating system of systems. Spy-6 radar, Aegis combat system, Arleigh Burke destroyer escort, and F-35C air cover, the most integrated fortress
that the human being has put on the water. But tonight, in the most dangerous gray zone on the planet,
all that technology is about to be tested in a way that no manual anticipated. At 0330 hours.
The Aegis tactical display, normally a model of surgical precision, explodes into a chaotic...
The Houthi drones have executed their first intelligent maneuver. Instead of flying in open formation like perfect targets,
they have hugged the 300-meter hull of the supertankers that transit the strait, mixing their radar signatures with those of neutral ships.
On the Lincoln's screen, lethal threats and civilian merchants merge into an indistinguishable mass of pixels.
the commander's hand freezes over the fire control. A single missile hitting a neutral tanker would turn the Strait of Hormuz into a global political cemetery. At the same time,
GPS spoofing pulses hit the fleet's sensors, generating hundreds of ghost targets for every real drone. It's a digital maze of mirrors.
At Mach 0.9. The Houthi operators are betting that
St. Surgeon to operate in a smoke-filled room with 10 fake patients for every real patient.
Sierra Golf 1, bearing 290. Designate hostile.
I-2s on the outer perimeter break their formation and bank sharply. Their distributed aperture systems completely ignore the radar.
Thermal signatures do not lie. The data pulses back to the Lincoln in nanoseconds. The silicon brain of the Aegis begins to clean the battlefield.
a blowtorch, leaving 47 cold and lethal threats clearly illuminated against the black of the ocean. At 0332 hours,
the port side of the Lincoln erupts in a deafening roar of steam and fire. Two F-18G Hornets are violently catapulted.
Systematic harvest. 29 drones of 8,000 are converted into a rain of burning plastic in a matter of seconds.
Victory lasts exactly 3 minutes, because the radar has just issued a new and more desperate warning. The first wave was only the bait.
If you were the commander of the Lincoln at that moment, would you choose to open fire immediately, risking hitting a civil tanker?
The Aegis display doesn't blink, doesn't hesitate. It explodes into a solid wall of white static.
High-power emitters installed on the Iranian coast have just burned every frequency band simultaneously.
The 18 remaining targets, second-generation cruise missiles and upgraded suicide drones, howl through the darkness at
The 18 remaining targets, second-generation cruise missiles, and upgraded suicide drones, howl through the darkness.
The Lincoln, 100,000 tons of steel and technology, is now a giant swinging its fists blindly in a room full of knives. The Houthi emitters sweep every frequency like a jet engine roaring in a silent library. This digital storm makes even the most modern sensors lose their orientation. Identifying, detecting, and destroying, the kill chain is broken.
And with every second that passes, the 18 targets get another 3 kilometers closer. This is not just jamming, it is a digital lobotomy.
At 0:30 hours in the darkness over the strait, the EA-18G Growler, the ultimate electronic predator.
Inside the cockpit, the pilot's vision narrows while his flight suit inflates under the pressure. He activates the
ALQ, 2 18 weight sunsets under the wings. They don't just pulse, they don't...
Devastating electronic counterattack sweeps directly over the coordinates of the coastal emitters. The impact is instantaneous.
Fall into absolute silence. It is as if the Growler had just put noise-canceling headphones on the entire fleet.
Digital vision has been restored, but the lost time is not recovered, while the Aegis recalibrates. Aegis reports targets locked, T-minus 30 seconds and counting.
A completely different threat crawls silently through the murky and shallow waters of the strait.
2 Ghadir-class submarines supplied by Iran and stripped of all identification approach from the seabed.
They move like ghosts, exploiting the acoustic shadow of the underwater mountain ranges.
Their target, the Achilles heel of the fleet. They move extremely slowly so as not to create bubbles.
They believe they are the only predators here. They have made a fatal mistake. At 0340.
Hours, at 30 meters deep, a Virginia-class submarine had been lying in wait for 48 hours, silent as a grave. While the Ghadir attempted to remain quiet, their diesel-electric engines still resonated like a beat-up motorcycle in the empty night.
For the advanced sonar arrays of the Virginia, it was as if they were carrying a megaphone. The Virginia doesn't just listen to the
Enemy. It maps every mechanical pulse through the mud of the seabed. Target locked. Before a single bubble.
Fire control, launch the MK-48.
Of air could rise to the surface, the Virginia executed a brutal surgical strike. The Ghadir did not get to see.
The Hunter. The threat was neutralized in absolute silence.
U.S. Navy moves with the silent lethality of a predator that never announces its presence. To calm, but up in the sky, the nightmare was not over yet. Do you think the submarine technological superiority
Of the Virginia was the decisive factor tonight, or was it the EA-18G Growler who really saved the fleet? Comment Growler or Virginia below.
The advanced sonar arrays of the Virginia, it was as if they were carrying a megaphone. The Virginia doesn't just listen to the enemy.
It maps every mechanical pulse through the mud of the seabed. Target locked. Before a single...
We have contact. Range steady. Bubble of air could rise to the surface. The Virginia executed a brutal surgical strike. The Ghadir did not get to see.
Firing solution confirmed. The Hunter. The threat was neutralized in absolute silence, demonstrating that while the Houthis play with their noisy toys, the U.S. Navy moves with the silent lethality of it that never announces its presence. Was not over yet. Do you think the submarine technological superiority
Of the Virginia was the decisive factor tonight? Or was it the EA-18G Growler who really saved the fleet? Comment Growler or Virginia below.
At 0330 hours, while the Aegis finishes recalibrating, the 6 remaining targets execute a maneuver that no algorithm had anticipated. They dive towards the sea. It's not a navigation failure. It's a calculated tactical decision.
The surviving missiles and drones activate sea-skimming mode, skimming low over the waves, gliding at Mach 0.9.
Less than 5 meters above the surface of the water. At that altitude, the turbulence of the sea and the salt spray create a...
They disappear from the Lincoln's main display as if the ocean had swallowed them. It is the smartest move of the night and the most dangerous.
Escort destroyers of the Arleigh Burke class open fire with their second salvo of ESSM and Naval Sea Sparrow missiles, each valued at $1.5 million.
But the residual jamming from the coastal emitters, not yet completely neutralized, distorts the guidance signals at the last second.
2 more detonate too far away to be effective. 6 targets are still alive and are now inside the inner saturation kill box.
At 3 fearful alarm, the most simple Lincoln.
Point sailor recognizes from the first day of training. Imminent impact. All tactical options exhausted. Inside the combat direction.
Center. The lights flickered as the ship's power was redirected completely towards the internal defense systems. The
crew lay down on the steel deck, clinging to any fixed structure. The first 5 targets were confirmed on.
A direct impact trajectory against the command bridge. At 1.5 kilometers away, time was measured in heartbeats.
And then the Phalanx CIWS system took absolute control. The automatic weapon mount turned toward the horizon within... No hesitation, only the perfect coldness of a machine designed for a single purpose. What came next was not
A shot. It was a deluge of tungsten. At 0342 hours, the Phalanx CIWS opened fire. Sound
is unmistakable. It is not a shot. It is not a burst. It is the continuous roar of an industrial chainsaw tearing the
air at 4,500 rounds per minute. A wall of tungsten bullets that converts the airspace into a zone. Sixth target was already too close. The final drone crossed the curtain of bullets with its engine in flames, disintegrated.
But still in motion. Inertia carried it up to 150 meters from the hull of the Lincoln before the last
burst of the Phalanx split it in 2. The explosion created an orange and black sun over the water. The shockwave
hit the side of the aircraft carrier like a steel fist, dragging a wall of seawater and burning debris over the flight deck. A red-hot engine fragment embedded directly into the hull
of an F-35C waiting for refueling. The Lincoln trembled. The deck vibrated under the feet of the Submarine. Minutes. The Houthis believed they could execute an action movie maneuver. They forgot that the Phalanx fires faster
than any revenge they have imagined. At 3:56 hours, exactly 11 minutes.
After the last shot of the CIF, the tactical map of Lincoln changed from defensive green
To the incandescent red of the Order of Counterattack. The Arleigh Burke class.
Escort destroyers discharged in unity dozens of Tomahawk BGM-109 missiles with a range of 1,600 kilometers and
point precision of less than 10 meters, pierced the dawn fog, illuminating the sea in a symphony of punishment. Above,
P-8 Poseidon aircraft and military satellites had already fixed the exact coordinates of the jamming stations that tried to blind the fleet. What followed was not indiscriminate bombing. It was brain surgery with cruise missiles. Instead of attacking isolated launch platforms, the Lincoln aimed directly at the brain, the underground command center, and the AI drone storage facility. 3 months of preparation and infrastructure, algorithms, and complete inventory disappeared in a matter of minutes.
The pride of their drone fleet was shattered by the crushing technology of the West. They showed their cards.
The silence that followed was heavier than the thunder of the missiles. The message was sent, and it was written in the language of fire and absolute precision. To challenge a supercarrier is not an act of war. It is
One never sleep. Even as the smoke cleared out of the people, all
The Abraham Lincoln did not flinch. It did not change course. It simply continued its mission.
A fragment of the engine embedded in an F-35C and a scorched deck was all the damage they managed to inflict on.
Numerical saturation will never defeat total technological integration while the kill chain remains intact.
The Strait of Hormuz remained open that morning. The 840,000 barrels per hour continued to flow.
Not by luck, but by iron discipline and absolute technological superiority.
Taking notes, adjusting calculations. This battle ended. The war of attrition in the gray zone is just beginning.
Was it the automated technology of the Phalanx, or the coldness of the human operator that really saved the Lincoln tonight?